Very good morning. It's Mark here. It is Friday, February the 14th, 8 a.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. GMT. End of a really busy, volatile, good trading week for us. And let's see how we stand going into Friday, bearing in mind that we are already into the afternoon portion of the European session and US session about to start. We have seen so many reversals, turnarounds once the US session gets underway. Let's see how that plays out today. Where are we standing right now? US dollar index had a really big sell-off yesterday. Wow. And today, as you can see, the sell-off has continued, a new yearly low all the way down here at 106.67. We'll see if that continues into the US session. Sellers will be looking to break below the support level and continue with this sell-off. Buyers, of course, will look to test and break above the 107 level. In my opinion, worth mentioning that I do believe that this strong sell-off we're seeing, particularly the last few days, not necessarily data-driven, but more sentiment-driven, and a certain nervousness and apprehension regarding the US dollar, the White House, Trump. And I think that the sentiment, the negative sentiment, is certainly adding to the sell-off and the negative sentiment surrounding the US dollar. Let's have a look at S&P. Yesterday's strong showing on the S&P in clear contrast to the sell-off in the US dollar, and that is the inverse relationship between the two, making it pretty plain and clear to see that. Buyers looking at record highs, looking at that 6,160 level, and that'll take, I think, weak US dollar for the S&P to continue yesterday's rally and go up and test those record highs. Sellers, of course, will be looking down to support at 6,120 and to come back down to the 6,100 level. Let's have a look at gold. Bit of a doji today, kind of tested lower, tested higher. But when I say tested higher, that high is the record high at 2,940, unable to maintain there. Probably take weak US dollar again to see that real push up and to test, even break the record high at that 2,941. The demand is there, even when we see a retracement, some profit taking, certainly demand for gold and its safe haven status. We'll watch these levels, and if we do get a bit of a pullback, as I say, I still think the demand will be there. Then we can go to shorter time frames and look for suitable levels, entry levels, stop loss levels to join this strong uptrend. Let's have a look at oil. Yesterday, late in the US session, we had a real strong fight back by oil after setting this yearly low at 73.78, significantly broke below that 74 level. It's continuing yesterday's late rally and now sitting at 75.31. Buyers will now be looking to $76 as the next target on the upside. Of course, sellers will want to come back to that 75 and below and look for the 74 level. Bitcoin maintaining that sideways trend between 94,000 and 98,000, a relatively narrow range, unable to break above the 98 and get to test that all-important 100,000 level. And by the same token, sellers unable to establish any kind of trend and break below the 95, 96,000 and even come down and test this 94,000 again, knowing that there is demand and buyers have stepped in repeatedly once it gets to the low 90,000 area. Good trading. Keep that discipline. I'll see you at the end of day session.